McCollum has one bucket. Lillard gets his second, and they'd be up double digits.
To the line. Devon Looney. Pass stolen by Lillard. Lillard to Leonard. Leonard, the finish with the flush and the foul. Myers Leonard, what a half here in game 3.
Very good defense, clogging the lane, swarming, and then Lillard, simple, solid pass to a flying Myers Leonard.
Draymond Green, his second. McCollum, foul line jumper. Does not get the roll. Tip misses. McCollum banks it home on the follow. Draymond Green, final seconds, drives, layup. It's good at the buzzer. Draymond Green, 14 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, pushing the pace. But it's Portland up by 12. Steph Curry, and the foul. Chance for a 4-point play. Prior to that miss. Lillard gets past Green, the floater in the paint. That's the way he's got to play. Draymond Green just controlling the pace for Golden State. Thompson got it.
That's great defense by Jordan Bell.
Green to Bell, a finish once again. Draymond.
Specific about the player you're interested in. 1 second, please. Third row, right side.
One for each of you. Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Klay, Steve Kerr called Draymond a wrecking ball tonight. See, he was right. How would you quantify? How would you quantify and describe what he brought to the game tonight with the ball in his hands in transition?
I mean, his stat line is ridiculous. 4 steals, I mean, doing it on both ends, plus 16. But it's nothing new. I've seen him do it for 7 years. Just filling up the box score, and he's like a secondary point guard out there, and he relieves so much pressure from me and Steph, being able to play off the ball, and his ability to make plays out of the pick and roll is probably the best ever. So he makes us go, and especially when he pushes that pace. So I'm proud of Dre, and I know he's not satisfied.
Kevin not on the floor, more is needed from you as an initiator and a playmaker. How does that, having the ball in your hands, lead to the kind of thing we saw out there tonight?
Well, I think for me, when Kevin's not on the floor, I know I have to be more aggressive. And so whether that's attacking the basket, putting more pressure on the defense, I understand that. And I think it's very easy to just try to get these guys to make more and more shots when Kevin's not on the floor. But, it can't put that much pressure on them. So I just try to take it upon myself to really push the pace, get the tempo to where we want it, and then still, try to make plays for other guys as well.
Hey, Draymond, Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press, Democrat. It seems like there's been a few times lately when things have slowed down or got a little static for the team, and you've been the one that's pushed the pace, get the rebounds out, get in transition. And I'm wondering, how important is pace to you for this team, and what is it that makes you sense when it's time to start driving that?
Well, I think, when you're playing against a set defense every time, it's tough. And so, for me, even when it's not necessarily to push it to score every time. It's just to kind of get the pace where we wanted to get the defense on their heels and then to allow him and Steph to do what they do. But you can kind of feel, when our offense is kind of getting a little bogged down or, another team is starting to make a run. I like to push it more when they're starting to make their run, because then the guy starts to get excited, they hit a shot, and they relax, and you just push it back. And I think that helps change the momentum. Our coaching staff and all my teammates have been preaching to me this whole series about just getting the ball and pushing it, getting it and pushing it. And so I just tried to bring that to the game, and tonight it was successful for us.
John Dickinson, 95.7 The Game. Draymond, after Jordan missed that dunk, that could have been a turning point or a momentum changer. Coach Kerr stuck with him. You had some words for him. Just what did you have to say to Jordan, and how key was it for Steve to stick with him in that moment
I think it was very big for Steve to stick with him. You know, he had been playing great, and he missed the dunk. And, you know, just like I told him, Klay's missed shots tonight. I've missed them, and Steph as well. Just because you missed the dunk, you still missed the shot. You know, James Laughlin, our video coordinator, he came up to me right before this series started, and he said, hey, he said, you've helped me a lot in growing since I've been here. In this series, we're going to need our bench a lot, and it's important that you stick with them and continue to give them confidence. And so for a second, I caught myself like, man, you know, we could have cut that to 6, and like and then we fouled him. And I was just like, you know, it just came upon me to stick with him, give him some confidence. And sure enough, you know, he had a dunk the next play, and he had a block. And so, you know, I think that was an important moment. And it's, you know, we always talk about the strength in numbers. That's coming from a video coordinator. You usually don't get that from a video coordinator, but it paid dividends for us tonight.
Jamal Corner, Reuters. Wanted to ask both of you guys two-part. Number one, the degree of difficulty of these wins the last 5 games. How much more satisfying does that make things? And then Draymond in the third quarter, after you guys made that run to go up by 1, I saw you had a short conversation with Seth, whom I'm sure you know very well. Just curious if you could share the nature of that conversation.
Want to answer the first part, G?
Sure. I mean, every win in the playoffs is extremely hard. Our record might be great the last 4 or 5 years, but it's really hard. And these, you know, the game, like Draymond said, gets bogged down. It gets way more physical. And we just are grateful to be here, and we don't try to take any games off at this point in the year because we know one slip up can cost you a series. And just because we're up 3-0, the mission's far from finished. We still got 48 more minutes of basketball to play and get to a 5th straight finals, which just gets me excited thinking about it.
And Steph just came to me and he asked me how I was feeling. You know, he said, when will you be ready to go back in? I said, well, give me a couple minutes and I'll be ready to go. And so then I saw him go back and talk to Steve, and I was expecting to probably go back in at like the 10-minute mark, and then our bench picked it up, and you know, they took the lead from, what was it, 1 point or 2 points to 8. And you know, when that was a huge moment in the game, because I'm not gonna lie, after that third quarter I was a little gassed. And you know, those extra couple minutes, you know, of sitting there, you know, it really paid dividends to close out that fourth quarter for us. So the bench was huge tonight, and that's what that moment was about.
This one's for Draymond. Andrew Hodner from KZI 9 News. Jordan said that in the first half when everything was kind of sputtering, you know, you were the one that kind of put them on their back and everybody followed your lead, especially for a guy like Jordan who, you know, you picked him up after the dunk. Where do you see your role as someone when things aren't going well to just kind of say, you know what, I'm going to put you all on my back and get you into a mentality to win this game?
I wasn't necessarily a put them on my back type of mindset, more so than just let's try to get something going into the half. And you know, as far as, I mean, obviously, you know, I am one of the leaders of this team. In those situations, you either go one of 2 ways. You're either going to do your job and lift everybody up, or you're going to go the opposite way. And, you know, my teammates always tell me, like, we follow your body language. And so in that moment, I just wanted to make sure my body language stayed positive, because I know no matter what, we down 20 points at half, we can still win that game. And so we went in the half down 13 after I thought they had played an amazing half. And we said at halftime, 13 points is a 2-minute stretch for us if we lock in. And so I just wanted to try to get a little momentum going into the half, and you know, we was able to do that, and then we came out swinging in the third quarter and changed the game.